Okay, so there we go. Good afternoon, everybody. I trust everybody as well. At least it is afternoon today, the 8th of September 2022, 14:08. I've just had a chat at least with Deerwald from ICASA via email. And what I want to do is I want to show you that in essence, what has happened here is that when you look at my original login, which is something you would have seen in the previous videos, I was using the mcomassist.coza email address. However, having progressed over the last 3 years, I've actually changed this and I need to log in under a different address. And I want to bring everything together where everything is all sort of neat and tidy and all the rest of it. So, what Deerwald has said is that basically what I needed to do is actually register a new account, in which case I basically put in, the chad at mcom.coza.za email address, which is now going to be my preferred address. From what I understand is that this is the address that correspondence is going to be sent to, which makes it a little bit on the difficult side, especially in my case with the mcomassist.coza domain name itself has now not been renewed. So therefore, it's possible that correspondence from ICASA did not reach me. So this is something that basically is going to have to be tested and verified. Anyway, what I've done is I've actually created an email address under chad mcom, chad at mcom.coza, at least with a new password. And what Deerwald has said is that when I, in actual fact, log in, so I've just switched over to a new account in order to get to this point before I could do anything. There is a no reply at ICASA email address that, in actual fact, is sent to you. As you can see, there's a click-through link to confirm your account by clicking here, and of course, then it takes you through to the login page. Now, from what I understand on the email from Deerwald, and this is one of the reasons I've decided to do the video, if I blow the video, I'll probably just make a point about editing it and then, stitching everything together, that there's a continuous flow of whatever happens. So what Deerwald has said is that when you, in actual fact, do log in, it should, in actual fact, start looking at, I just need to make sure that I logged into the right account now. mcom.coza, that's correct. The thing that I noticed earlier is that there was yes, there we go. Under the verification status now, I don't have any information in here at all. And I think as a comparison between old versus new, I'm going to log in and hopefully, all my other details are still there. I'm going to log in under my old account. And when I go to the verification status, of course, it comes up and it says it's verified, and the verified ICASA account information click through is available, at which point I can come through and, everything else is in actual fact on that particular page. Now, what Deerwald said to me was that, and I'll just read it here. I'm not going to show you the full email. He says the email address cannot be changed because it acts as a login. If you see only you used one log under your own name and applied on behalf, you'll have to create, this is the part I wanted to read to you. You will have to create a new user for you with the new address, which is what I've now done. The first time you log in under the new user credentials, you will be prompted to create a legal entity. Well, it seems as though it only happens when I, in actual fact, get to the My ICASA account, which you can now see on screen, and then I go verification status. Now, let's see what it says. It says verified here. Oh, that's strange. You know what has happened? The cookies have actually, yep, that's exactly what I thought. They've taken me to the wrong account. So let me just log back in here quickly again. And of course, now when I go to the verification status, you'll notice here in the top right-hand corner, I'm using the new email address. So Deerwald actually says you'll be prompted to create a legal entity for the new user. Well, there was no prompt that came up. The only way that it came up was when I actually went to the verification process, and then he goes on and says, you then need to use the same ID number as the old user, and you will automatically be linked to the old legal entity. So let's go and do an individual, because I created my account as an individual, and I'm going to say existing, and let's see what happens. I think when it gets to the personal information page, I'll actually stop the sharing. I'll just talk everybody through it. And well, once I've shown you the blank screen, whatever it asks for, and then of course I'll come back at some point after hitting the submit button. So I'm actually going to create the legal entity as an individual, which is what I did earlier. So when I logged in, of course, I had the myself, that was me. And then if I had applied on on behalf of other legal entities, then it would have been on behalf of. So let's hit the submit button. Wait for that infamous loading page to continue. I mean, it's 2 years since I did the last series of videos, and it doesn't seem like there is any sort of progress there. Okay, so here we go. Now it's starting to ask for all of the personal information. So I'll just stop the share. I will probably pause the video, populate all the fields, and then come back and have a look to see exactly what is going on there. I just want to also make sure that I haven't in actual fact said a new user, so I'll just confirm that. Let me stop the share and pause the video in the interim. Okay, so basically the form that did come up on the just before I hit the pause, looking or asking for all the personal information, like in this case I did go through and I checked that I'd selected individual and existing customer, even though it's come up as a trading name. I haven't completed that. Title, initials, name, surname, RSA ID numbers required, nationality. The email address, I've now used the new email address, telephone number, and then, of course, the physical and postal address. And this form, again, asks to upload your ID document, and it'll only accept it in PDF format, just as a matter of interest. And I'll go back to the sharing of the screen, and then I'll hit the submit button, and we can move on from there and see what actually happens. Okay, screen should be shared again. As you can see, I have completed the information above. It says you are verifying with an existing individual ICASA entity. Are you sure? In this case, yes, I am already existing. It was under the mcomassist.cosa. I'm saying yes. It says loading, and then we will have a look to see what it in actual fact does. So let's give it a minute or two during that infamous loading. And then, of course, verification process feedback pending and a application number. Now, the big question is, how long is it going to take for this to actually be completed? So what I will do is, as I said at the beginning of the video, if I didn't, let me say it now, 8:09, that's 8 September 2022. I started around about 1400, it's now 1424. Let's have a look and see when. I will just pause the video, keep it one side, and then I will do some post-production and combine the result moving forward. I know that I'm actually going to give Dewald some feedback, so let's see if this process is going to just follow a natural path of weeks or months before you can do anything, or whether he's going to intervene and do something in the back end. I don't know. So wish me luck on it. On that note, I'm going to just pause the video again and stop the sharing, and then we will say we'll catch you on the next step of the multi-step process to change a simple email address